Hi folks, welcome to Watercolor Secrets. I'm Alan James, the host of Watercolor Secrets. Have you always wanted to improve your watercolor skills but didn't know how? People always said, it's the hardest medium there is. Well, you come to the right place. Here on Watercolor Secrets, I show you everything you need to know to master the skills of watercolor art. So get your gear together and let's get started. Oftentimes students ask me, how do I take a photograph and make it into a reasonable painting, especially in impressionistic terms, in watercolor terms? So I've got my tablet here where I took this picture of my street here. This is a sidewalk scene on Main Street in Deep River. And, you know, I get asked this question a lot. How do I do this? I find it so difficult to interpret photographs and change them into paintings. So that's what this lesson is going to be about, how to interpret it and make it simple. All right, so I've got my little tablet here I took this picture on. I'm going to put it off to the side, and later I'll pop this picture in when I do the editing later for this, and you'll be able to see this alongside me painting it. All right, so right now I'm just going to put it up so I can see it. I've done the drawing already, and as you can see, it's just simplified. I just put some vertical lines in there and some shadowing, stuff like that. So all I'm going to do is I'll do the tree line first. So I'm not going to use a whole lot of different colors for this. I've got the Payne's gray. I'm going to come over and get the yellow and mix that with the Payne's gray. And you can see I get more of an olivey green kind of thing going on there. Okay. And I'm just going to take the brush, and I want this in my palette here to be relatively thick, and it's a little too watery right now, so I'm going to take the excess water off my brush, not squeeze the life out of it, just take the outside water off and start again in a new area, because I want that to be drier. Okay, there's too much water in it. I want this to be drier. So there it is, that's drier. I'll get some more of that cadmium yellow. I'm going to say canary yellow. And this is going to be very dark up here. So a lot of my students have trouble with painting dark because they feel like they're going to ruin the painting. So I have a workshop I call Don't Be Afraid of the Dark. Okay, so I'm just going to come in with the corner of my brush and then rotate the brush around. And it leaves some areas of the white of the paper that the birds can fly through, if you will. Okay, and then leave some of that white there so you can see the air behind it. And I'm just kind of, and then there's a couple that come out like that. They have leaves on them. You can turn the brush and make those, but we're not trying to make exact things. We're just trying to get in the gist of, okay? There's a few of those. Maybe there's some that the light is hitting it, so I'll grab yellow for that. And you can see, I can see over here, there's some yellow, and then down in this area here. Oh, this comes all the way down, by the way. So there's some yellow here, and then I'll go grab some more of that green. And what happens when this gets further away, okay? It turns violet. Now right now my brain is saying, well, that doesn't look violet, it looks green, but ignore your brain and paint it violet. So I'll just use alizarin crimson and French Ultramarine to make a violet color. And that's going to take these that are far away, the trees that are far away, and that's going to make them appear to be further away. Okay, so we have that going. That's our trees. Then all I'm going to do is do the buildings, and the buildings are like a gray color. I don't know. I'm going to use It's in the shadow part. I'm just going to use the same thing I always do, which is French Ultramarine with a little bit of alizarin crimson in it. That makes a violet. All right. You can put some light red in it, and it will make it less happy violet. It'll be more of a gray than it is. So light red has a more browny effect. So I'm going to try to remember where all the shadows go. I'm going to paint around. There's a window up here I missed. So I'm just going to come in here, and I'm going to paint the window. Let's see if I can remember to put it in. And yeah. There we go. And then the window here. Okay. There's that. And then there's another building here where you can see the light of the building. And then this building's covered in shade. So there's a little light hitting it, so I'll see if I can emulate that by just putting this up further. Okay. And then this building here has dappled, and I'll just use the side of the brush to create like a dappled effect from the leaves. Is that the right word, dappled? Yeah. There, that gives you an idea that that's all in the shade. This is in the shade, so just using violet. Like that. Then we have this area where there's the sidewalk itself. I'll just use light red for that, like a light red sidewalk, because they did a really good job on the street of making it look old with gas lamps in there and everything. I'm just going to come in here and just put that in. That's going to also be in shadow, okay? When you want to paint, it's important to paint in the direction of perspective. Keep that in mind. Here we go. See that? That's all there is to it. And then that comes in a little bit, doesn't it? And as well. Okay, so there's some orange stuff here. Simplifying the scene. I've got cars. I've got street. Street we'll just do with a light violet or even a Payne's gray will work. Just do that with Payne's gray. Just take the white of the paper out of there and go a little darker than that. That's too dark, I think. Lighten that. All you have to do to lighten that is add water. I'll lighten it for you. And now we have our cars. So I'll dry this off real quick. I'm going to make some noise, so hope you don't mind. There we go. So I'll come in and do these cars. Payne's gray. I'll just use Payne's gray. What the heck? Not Payne's gray. And stick with it. So I'm just going to go like we did in the last one. Okay. The last video, 15-minute painting. This is going to be another 15-minute painting as well. A little shadow underneath this. You can put in there. Just put that in like that. And then there's going to be the windshield, so we'll just put a light value in there. Paint this one. And I'll just use the corner of this brush. I can do this whole painting with one brush. This is just a 1/2 inch flat. There's that going on. I'll put it in the other one as well. Maybe it's a white car, so I'll just leave it white. Okay. And shadows, and this is dry now. I can put the shadow in the sidewalk. Just going to use the same thing, the leftovers I have here. This is French Ultramarine with a little bit, tiny bit of light red in it to gray it down a little bit. You could use burnt sienna. You can use alizarin crimson if you want a happier color. So now I have this dappling effect of cars. You've got shadows going straight across from the cars. All right, and then right down into this is cool. Right down here, it comes like a crisscross shape. shadow. See that? That's all. That's going to be cool as well. It's a little darker here. And then this kind of dapples. I'll just use the corner of the brush to make the dappling effect of shadows. So it's like leaves. I'm just kind of shaking my hand back and forth with the corner of the brush. And just coming in like that. It even comes up on top of the stoop there. Right into there like that. And then maybe we'll leave the foreground kind of lit up a bit. Okay, so there's that dappling effect. Dappling. That's a Doppler radar. Okay, so we got that going. And shadows of the car. I'll go now and do the buildings. I'm just going to grab the same brush and I'll just get a dark value. And this is going to represent, let me dry it though so you don't get a big mess. This is going to represent the windows now. Okay, so up here, there's some windows coming through here. Maybe that's a little too dark, maybe not, I don't know, doesn't matter. I'm just going to put some windows and it has to follow perspective, so this window will be higher up. See that? A couple of windows. You don't have to do a million windows. Just a couple of windows down here. I think this is a big picture window. Go down like that. And then there'll be windows over here. Can't really make them up. And then these are going to be important. These lines are going to make to show the clapboard, and this will show the angle of the building. This one's going to be like this. See, this thing's in the way over here. I'm going to try to move it out of the way a bit more. Let me just do this for now. I'll just hold it. So these are going to be angled, okay? So we'll have, when it's above our head, the clapboard will be going in a downward direction and gradually coming down to eye level. It'll be, when you get to eye level, it will be straight across like that one. Okay? As we get lower, start to go the other way. Let's start to go down instead of up. I'm just using the sharp part of this. Here you go. And that's the clapboard there. So now we can see the distinct difference between this wall that's facing us and this wall that's going towards the street a little bit. Okay? So there's that. You can start to see the thing come together. I'm going to put the, where is it? I need a needle brush. I'm going to put the gas lamps in there. And that's, you know, don't try to be too perfect with this. I'm just going to grab a color here and just going to get this in because I want to see where it's going to be. I can't really see it anymore. So I'm going to come around. Here we go. Straight down like this. Look at that. And then I'll put a little base on it. Okay, in reality, it has a whole lot of other things going on. We're not going to worry ourselves about those things, okay? There we go. We got our little gas lamp, and then there's another one here. Got to get some more of this. All right, right like this. Oops, I went too far. That's going to end up over here. If we have perspective, we need to keep that in mind. I almost screwed that up. So here's this one now. We have our gas lamps in there. And, you know, there they are. And then that's going to help me to describe things a little bit better. Here, we'll get this described a little bit better now. These can be put in a little bit darker. Okay. Then we have another set over here. This business, same thing. It's a little too dark, I think. Get those in there lighter. Just add more water. I don't know what this is. Oh, that's a window. So we'll make a window there. Clapboard. And then this clapboard over here is going to come in the down direction, just like we did before. Right. And as you get closer to the horizon line, it flattens out. Okay. And goes up again. So this helps you to describe the size of the building compared to the front of the building. And this one has the same thing. You can see this is sides. That is a window. This will be higher over here, lower down here. You can put some vertical lines in there, horizontal lines to describe some of the angles. There maybe there's something up here. And now the building will start to appear in front of you. Okay? There you go. And we have the sign over here we can draw in now. And that's got a nice yellow bit to it, so I'll orangey yellow. So I'll use this CAD yellow here, and I took the whole thing out of there. Wow. Set that. Okay, and now I'll mix a little bit of Pyrol orange, and that will make a nice yellowy orange. Need a little more yellow in that. Why does it keep taking the whole 9 yards with it? There we go. And I'll just give a little more water in that. And I'm just going to come in here, fill that out. Got a little orange shine. Okay. Give it a pole to sit on. Now we have to have these cars stand out a little bit more. So the way I can do that is add some accents. So this is where you do in the jewelry stage, add accents and highlights. By adding this accent here, you see the windshield better. Okay. Now you can see more and more that it's a car. I'll darken this area here. Well, give a highlight right on the top of that car. Maybe this car has a little bit more color. I'll just add very pale violet to this car. And this one as well. Shadows. You see? And then that's all there is to it. I'll put a little shadow, more shadow underneath the car here. It's a little bit darker. There, that looks good. So we have our cars, we have our buildings, and you can see it's starting to take shape, isn't it? So now more accents. I see there could be an accent here. We're always looking for where we can put accents and highlights. That just brought out the nice sidewalk. I can do some here and there, put some bricks in there to show that there's, and don't do every one of them, it would be a mistake. Just a few of these, that's all you need. Okay. That's it. Maybe a couple. Maybe this one a little bit bigger. And then that gives you the idea that's what you're doing there. And there's a little dark mark here. Inside there, there's a little boy running, and I'm going to show that. Okay, and then we'll outline that with some black, and you'll be able to see that there. Okay. Look at, we took this photo and we turned it into a simple painting just by understanding a few important principles, okay? Darks against lights, all right? And perspective, we have this perspective here that shows that this is, the front entrance of the building, and then this is the side of the building that's facing us, like that, and on it goes. Now I can do a couple of more things. Let's put some branches in there, maybe help out with the trees a little bit. I'll just use a dark value. Put some branches in there, that'll help. Okay, there's maybe some poles up. Some telephone poles or light poles up in the background here. Put that in there. That's not what I wanted. I had too much water in the brush, so there you go. So control that water to pigment ratio. Okay. Some things like that, street lamps or something that we can put in there to help with the illusion. And branches, like I said, there's some branches coming down here. There's one here, maybe. Let's put some of those in. Those are always fun. Just one like that. Okay, so there it is. It's like a 15-minute painting on a 5x7. I could later now do something more with that. Maybe I could make it into a bigger 12x16 painting. I can make it even bigger than that. So I can look at this. I can see now that there's places I can even add more emphasis to the shadows to help to show off where the shadows are. Okay, maybe there's some dark windows. Put a dark window in there, like here. There, maybe there's a dark window. Okay, maybe up here there's a dark window here. Who knows? You got just little things you can do. I think there's a little bit of a bottom part of the building. That might be useful to show off what we're looking at here. Okay, there you go. That's it. I'm done for now. I'll see you next time on Watercolor Secrets. I'm your host, Alan James, and I hope you got something out of this, folks. It's been my pleasure, really. I just saw a window I could put in over here. Maybe I'll add it in later on. But that's all the time I have right now. I'll see you next time on Watercolor Secrets. Until then, ciao bella!
Hi folks, if you enjoyed this tutorial and want to learn more secrets to mastering the art of watercolor, then head on over to alanjamesart.com and click on the Classes and Workshop menu. Okay? Choose the option for Studio and Zoom classes to get yourself started. And that'll bring you right over, and you have all these options here to get yourself started. Okay, now if you can't make the studio for some reason, then I've got two great options for you as well. Option one is we run a Zoom class every Tuesday for the last 4 years. It runs at 10 a.m. You just click on the same drop-down menu and choose the same option. It'll bring you into the same window. It's the same for both, okay? Now, option two is my online academy. It's called Watercolor Secrets, the Watercolor Complete course for beginner to advanced studios. Simply go over to the same Classes and Workshop tab and drop down to the second option, Online Academy. Hit that, and that brings you right over to Watercolor Secret Courses with Alan James, Watercolor Complete. Now, this class is a complete class from beginners and all the way to advanced. And on here, you'll find everything you need, the course description, the materials you're going to need. We have Composition 101, values, edges, color, shapes, drawing, and brush strokes. These are all segments of this class. All your requirements and the complete description is here as well. All you have to do after that is go over to Add to Cart to get started on your journey to becoming the best artist you can possibly be. So, thank you for joining me on Alan James Art. I'll see you next time around. Ciao bella.